Right friends, welcome back to questions and answers for 49th week. Look at the first one. 13th Conference of the Parties to the Convention on Biological Diversity was held at Cancun, Mexico. Cancun is in Mexico. Please look into this slide. This is Mexico, Latin American country, and recently this Biological Diversity Convention 13th COP was held. You may have a pertinent doubt. When this convention was signed, this convention came into force in the year 1993, that is one point. And what is the need of this convention? The need of this convention is basically to achieve sustainable development. This is the buzzword nowadays. This is sustainable development. India is also party to the convention, that is one part. And the other part is basically for conservation and sustainable use of biological diversity. That is the main purpose of this convention on biological diversity, and 13th conference of the parties was held recently at Cancun, Mexico. And there are three main goals. One is conservation of biological diversity, second one is sustainable use, third one is fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from various resources, right? So, having learned this, let us move on to the next one. This is with regard to helpline number. Government is giving more thrust for digital payments. In this context, recently several incentives were announced by the government, and Niti Aayog announced some lottery type of scheme. Daily 15,000 people will get cash prizes of each 1,000 rupees, and similarly there were several awards for merchants announced. Basically these are the activities to promote digital payments, and government is launching a helpline number also. The number will be 14444. Basically it will also help improve financial literacy of the people, which is the need of the hour. Then this news item is with regard to Konotori experiment. This is most important experiment launched by Japanese space agency JAXA. JAXA. JAXA is the space agency of Japan. Certain things don't forget. NASA belongs to United States of America. Then Roscosmos belongs to Russia. JAXA belongs to Japan. Similarly, ISRO belongs to India. These things don't forget. And recently, this experiment, which is known as the Konotori experiment, was launched by Japanese space agency. What is the main purpose? There is a lot of space debris, and to remove that space debris, what will the experiment will do? This will slow the speed of space junk, and it will pull that space junk into lower orbits. That space junk will be pulled into lower orbits. Once it comes in contact with the atmosphere, immediately it will burn away. So that is the main purpose of this Konotori experiment. This is launched by Japanese space agency, don't forget. Human Rights Day. This was observed on 10th December. The theme I have given here, that is a stand up for someone's rights today. And this Universal Declaration of Human Rights was formally adopted on 10th December 1948 by the United Nations General Assembly, right? So, Human Rights Day is observed on 10th December. Theme also don't forget. Then, Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Actually, in the voting, Narendra Modi has got 18% of the votes. But the interesting point to note is, India's population is around 128 crores, whereas the United States of America's population is just 1/4 of it, or you can say 32 crore. So, in view of this, and at the same time in view of the election of Donald Trump as 45th president-elect, Time magazine decided him or chose him as Person of the Year. And don't forget, last year German Chancellor Angela Merkel was the Person of the Year. Donald Trump created history by winning the presidential elections, especially with the victories from rust states like Pennsylvania, Michigan. Please don't forget. Look into the next one. that is named the High Court, which termed the practice of triple talaq among Muslims as unconstitutional. The High Court we are talking about is Allahabad High Court. When you are talking about Allahabad High Court, recently it completed 150 years of its existence, that is one part. Similarly, Patna High Court completed 100 years, Delhi High Court completed 50 years. These things don't forget. And at the same time, the court stated that Islamic practice of divorcing women by uttering the word talaq 3 times as unconstitutional. And we are going to deliberate sometime in the news analysis later. And for the time being, let us stop the discussion here. Let us move on. Advaita Gadanaik, famous internationally acclaimed sculptor. He is the newly appointed Director General of National Gallery of Modern Art. What is the main purpose of this National Gallery of Modern Art? And before going into the purpose, let us not forget it is under the Ministry of Culture, that is one part. The second part is the main purpose is to acquire and preserve works of modern art from 1950s onwards. The arts after independence, modern art after 1950s are to be preserved, and for that purpose this organization was established. This is under the Ministry of Culture. The organization name is National Gallery of Modern Art, and Advaita Gadanaik was appointed as the chief of this National Gallery of Modern Art, or you can say Director General of this organization. Look into the next issue. India's rank in the Global Terrorism Index is 7th. You may ask, who has given this rank? This rank was given by Sydney-based think tank. Where is Sydney? Sydney is in Australia, and if someone talking about Australia, please don't forget Great Barrier Reef. Great Barrier Reef is into the news recently. It is near Australia, and this Sydney-based think tank Institute for Economics and Peace has given Global Terrorism Index, and in this index, the worst country is Iraq, then Afghanistan, then Nigeria, Pakistan, Syria, and India is not far away. It is at 7th position, unfortunately. Look into the next issue. Name the committee which submitted its final report on digital payments to the Union government. This is Ratan P. Vatal Committee. This Ratan P. Vatal Committee gave the report to the Union government with regard to the promotion of digital payments. And one important development I would like to tell you, the most important development is the committee recommended radical move. What is that radical move? Nowadays, all of you are clear about prepaid payment instruments. Prepaid payment instruments are regulated by Reserve Bank of India. All of you are clear. The prepaid payment instruments are like mobile wallets, and they are all regulated by Reserve Bank of India, and they come under Payments and Settlements Act. This act is under the purview of Reserve Bank of India. That is one part. Now this Ratan P. Vatal Committee, what they have recommended? They have recommended to segregate or separate systemically important payments. The large payments and retail payments are to be segregated. These radical recommendations were given by this Ratan P. Vatal Committee. Please don't forget, and we have to see for the reaction of the government. We are talking about ICICI Bank. Certain banks are into the news recently because of this digital payments. ICICI Bank developed the first digital village of the country, that is Akodara. Where is Akodara? Akodara is in Gujarat, don't forget. And ICICI Bank stated that it will transform 100 villages into digital villages in 100 days. So what the bank has said, villagers will be able to open bank accounts using eKYC. You may ask what is meant by eKYC. All of you are familiar with KYC, know your customer. Know your customer talks about identity as well as address. eKYC means electronically authenticating your credentials with the database of Unique Identification Authority of India. So, e-KYC will be allowed and cashless payments will be promoted through SMS or USSD based mobile solutions. All of you are familiar with the *99# hash. *99# that is a USSD based mobile payment solution, and these payment solutions will be promoted by ICICI Bank in these 100 villages. And at the same time, the most important, please don't forget, USSD means unstructured supplementary service data, right? USSD is meant basically for feature phones. Smartphone holders can access several services, but feature phone holders cannot access all the services, and this USSD protocol is meant for feature phones, right? So, please don't forget, and the answer for this question is ICICI Bank. Look into the next one. This is with regard to new Chief of the Army Staff of Pakistan. Now, Raheel Sharif is going, and the new chief is Qamar Javed Bajwa. Qamar Javed Bajwa will be the new chief of the Army Staff of Pakistan. Why Army Staff of Pakistan is so important? Pakistan and we got independence at the same time, and during the past almost 70 years, the country was governed by military generals for 32 years. This talks about the democracy in Pakistan. For 32 years, the country was ruled by the military generals, and some of them ruled the country in a dictatorial way. That's why Chief of Army Staff of Pakistan post is very important. Look into the next issue, that is with regard to the film festival. All of you are familiar with the 47th International Film Festival of India. This was held in Goa as usual, and finally this Golden Peacock Award. This Golden Peacock Award is the highest award. This was won by the film Daughter, and this was directed by Reza Mirkarimi. That is one aspect, and this carries a cash award of rupees 40 lakh. And if you want more about this International Film Festival of India, this is held in Panaji, Goa, and here South Korea was the focus country. Second important aspect is Lifetime Achievement Award was given to the Korean film director, that is another part. And SP Balasubramanian got Centenary Award for Indian Film Personality of the Year Award. These things don't forget. Let us move on to the next one. Government announced a new tax and investment scheme. This is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana for the black money holders. This is probably the last opportunity to come out clean. This is starting on December 17th up to March end. During this period, whoever declares undisclosed income, then what they have to do? They have to pay 50% as a tax and surcharge, and 25% of the money will be locked up for 4 years without any interest, and the persons will get back after 4 years, and they can straight away take the balance 25%. So, if someone talks about Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, this is the last opportunity given by the central government to the black money holders. Right? So, the figures please don't forget, 50%, 25% and 25%. Dates don't forget, December 17th to March end. So, this is the period, this is the window allowed. Right? Let us move on to the next one. Singapore based newspaper, that is the Straits Times, recently announced Asian of the Year 2016 award. Basically, for disrupting traditional business models, the founders of Flipkart, Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal, got this Asian of the Year award, and this the Straits Times is the newspaper published from Singapore. Please look into this slide. These are the founders of Flipkart, right? The e-commerce giant of India. Third Petrotech 2016 was held in New Delhi, and here the theme is hydrocarbons to fuel the future choices and challenges. Please look into this picture. And Mahaparinirvan Divas was observed on 6th December. And on 6th December in the year 1956, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar died, and we completed 60 years. And in this context, I would like to tell you 4-5 points. If you look at Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the birthplace is Moho. This is in Madhya Pradesh, don't forget. And the second one is Ambedkar stayed in a building situated in London when he was studying in London School of Economics, and recently Maharashtra government purchased this building. That is another aspect. Look into the next one. Diksha Bhumi is in Nagpur. This is the place where Dr. B.R. Ambedkar embraced Buddhism with thousands of followers. That is Diksha Bhumi, that is situated in Nagpur. Then Mahaparinirvan Sthal is in Delhi, where he expired. Then the last one is Chaitya Bhumi, is the place in Mumbai where he was cremated. This is in Mumbai. So these places, don't forget when someone talking about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Next one, Oraquick. If someone talks about Oraquick, this is the self-testing kit for AIDS. And this is a self-testing kit which is based on HIV antibodies present in oral samples as well as blood samples. Here, persons can test whether they are HIV positive or not through this kit sitting at home. They need not go to any diagnostic center. And this Oraquick, this is the self-testing methodology adopted by World Health Organization. Almost 23 countries have in place policies that support HIV self-testing. India is yet to take the decision, and this assumed significance because of the reason several HIV patients go untested because of lot of social stigma attached with HIV in various countries. And here, if you look at HIV as a whole, across the world, 40% of the people with HIV are unaware about their infection. And in India, we have around 21 lakh people with AIDS. Out of 21 lakh people, 15 lakh people got tested, and remaining people are untested. And out of this 15 lakh people, almost 10 lakh people are under treatment. Right? New HIV infections in 2015 are estimated to be 86,000. So if someone talks about Oraquick, that is a self-testing kit for HIV infection, and this is approved by World Health Organization. As per the instructions of Reserve Bank of India, free full credit report is to be given to the individuals from 1st January 2017. Every year, this credit information companies. What is the role of credit information companies? Credit information companies maintain our credit history. What is meaning of credit history? You have taken some loan, whether you are repaying regularly or not. If you are not repaying regularly, that will be recorded adversely in the credit history. So these CIBIL and other organizations I have given, these are basically credit information companies, basically looking at the credit history of various borrowers, right? So each individual should get one free credit report every year from January 1, 2017. This is as per the instructions of Reserve Bank of India. Then Union government announced that the birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar will be observed as a Water Day. Why? Because Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is also responsible for a definite all India policy on managing water resources, and he was also behind the Damodar Valley, Hirakud and other projects. He helped basically in evolving a new water and power policy just 4-5 years before the independence of the country, right? Look into the next issue. Founder and CEO of Paytm. Paytm is into the news nowadays because of digital transactions, more and more digital transactions after demonetization. Vijay Shekhar Sharma is MD and CEO of Paytm, don't forget. And the company is valued at around $4.7 billion. And if someone talks about Paytm, around 41% shareholding is by Alibaba, and Vijay Shekhar Sharma holds around 20% shareholding. Recently, World Economic Forum. You may ask, what is World Economic Forum? World Economic Forum is a non-governmental organization based in Switzerland, and this is famous for its Davos summit every year. All the business people, government heads meet at Davos every year, and this World Economic Forum is quite known with the Davos summit. And recently, World Economic Forum published 2016 World Power Language Index. What is the power of knowing the language? Here, English stands much ahead. And this Power Language Index basically measures the usefulness of a language to the responsible human being. And in this index, if you see, English is topped with the 0.889 score, followed by Mandarin with the 0.411. Then Hindi stood at the 10th place with 0.117. Right, look into the next one. Newly elected president of Uzbekistan. I have given here, that is Shavkat Mirziyoyev. Right, and he became the new president of Uzbekistan. Please look into this map. This is Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is one of the 5 Central Asian countries. Central Asia has got 5 countries, and this Uzbekistan is one country, and the president for 25 years, Islam Karimov, died recently. The president of Uzbekistan for almost 25 years, since 1991, died in September 2016, and in his place the new president got elected. Right friends, look at the last question. International Volunteer Day instituted by United Nations is being observed every year on 5th December. What is the theme? Global applause, give volunteers a hand is the theme of this International Volunteer Day. Right friends, with this let us conclude questions and answers. Please do join for other modules and capsules. Have a nice day. Thank you.